Hi everybody, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology, and it is Thursday, May 24th, 2018. What we have going on right now and through the weekend, it's a holiday weekend here in the U.S. I think possibly in some other places too, maybe there's a holiday. But anyway, this weekend we have Monday off. So a lot of people will be going places to visit family, friends, going to the beach. It's kind of a time to go to the beach or to a body of water. And we do have a nice water trine going on. We have two long-term influences in water signs. The longest, slowest moving planet, it's not the longest planet, but it's a long-term, slow-moving planet. Neptune is in Pisces, and it is trining Jupiter, which for a year is moving through Scorpio. And right now we have Venus in Cancer, which will be trining those two planets. So we'll have a nice triangle. And when that happens, things flow more easily. Now, it can be good. It can feel easy. Sometimes things come, especially with water trines, things come to light. Things come to the surface that had been hidden. And these are in the psychological houses universally for all of us. In each individual's chart, there'll be like another layer of meaning based on your rising sign. But universally for all of us, there is this psychological, dealing with hidden psychological stuff and things coming to light, possibly in the home, possibly just internally, realizations. And this can be quite valuable. It can be quite powerful. I was about to say it's subtle, but it is not. When something bubbles up or you see something in a new way suddenly, it can be profound and life-changing. So some of the things that sound the most boring, I know some of my population's young and kind of, when you're younger, like I'd say under 30, there's just a certain kind of energy, dynamic energy people have. And having a deep internal realization probably just sounds really boring and maybe not what you're looking for from astrology, but this is very powerful. So there's that to look forward to. But it's nice too for this holiday weekend where you can go away and get more dreamy, be more in your thoughts, but in a pleasant way. You know when you stare at the ocean or stare at a river or stare at a lake, it just puts you, it kind of gets your brain waves going a certain way when you're staring at water and kind of relaxing. And that's an opportunity for reflection. Literally, you look into water, there's a reflection there. So there's that. And then we also have, we have an air trine setting up. So we have the sun in Gemini and the moon in Libra and Mars in Aquarius. So this is a very dynamic, this is forward moving, a lot of thinking. So there's movement and action potentially, but it's also in the head. So this is a time when people can get stuck in their head. So I guess I would say, deep reflection can be profound, but then there's the other kind of being in your head where you're stuck in the story in your mind. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you're playing out a drama in your mind, and when you stop, just kind of wake up from it every so often, you realize there's like this story going in your mind, and have you ever noticed, oh wait, I have gone off down this track and the story's playing in my head, it's not even real. We do that a lot with very mundane thoughts. Sometimes when it gets quite dramatic inside our heads, we can kind of flip out of it and realize, wow, what am I doing? I'm in this dramatic story in my head, it's not even real, and it's maybe possibly upsetting. but we do it with mundane stuff. We get convinced that our thoughts are reality, that our life is actually taking place inside our head. And one form of the quote unquote waking up process is sort of the popular way to talk about it now, is to notice the difference between physical reality and the reality that goes on inside our heads. So this would be a nice time to stare at the water and realize that. And a good time to catch yourself if you notice that you just play out dramas over and over again in your head. And then if you notice that, then notice that your heart rate has actually increased or your body's tensed up. Your body starts to react as though that story is real, but in a bad way. Athletes use the same phenomenon to their advantage by creating a positive scenario in their mind where they imagine themselves, let's say, running a marathon. And they imagine the whole process, and they imagine themselves winning, and they imagine themselves doing well, and then the body starts to respond as though that's really happening. And it actually preps the mind and the body to run a real physical marathon, not just in the head, but with the body. And we can go either way with that. We can make choices. We can choose to play out positive scenarios and imagine positive things happening, getting ourselves, like relaxing our bodies, getting those good endorphins going. Or we can get caught up in negative stories in our mind, and our body starts to do all kinds of things to react to all the negative stuff going on in there and our thoughts. So start really, I've been encouraging people who watch this channel to do this for years, and just keep it up. It takes a long time to really, and I don't know if we ever master it, but it takes constant going back to this and practicing to get it more a part of our awareness. So this is a great weekend to do that, but in a relaxed way. And then the thing to always avoid, because I know, the people who really watch me the most and the people who I think, we're drawn together are the people who are very sensitive and likely to feel bad about themselves. If they catch themselves up in their head, they'll catch it and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm up in my head. And then they'll be like, bad me, I was up in my head, and kind of be abusive just for being normal. So the idea is not to think we're failing or bad or not good at awareness if we notice how much we go into our heads. The idea is not to think, oh my God, I'm so lost, I'll never get this right, I'm such a bad person because I get caught in dramas up in my head. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. The idea is to notice it with compassion. And when you suspect or become aware that someone else is doing the same thing, is to step back and have compassion. Don't be judgmental towards someone else who's doing that either, because it's just harmful. It does the same thing. It starts the same cycle that I was just, it's like a meta process. You're up in your head with this negative story, and then your body starts to tense up. Then you become aware of the negative story. Then because you're in a habit of maybe beating up on yourself, you go into this beating up on yourself loop in your mind, and then your body starts to tense up because you noticed you were in your mind and your body was, it's like a meta process that can keep repeating if we don't keep catching it. Like, whoa, wait, I'm going in my head again. Because when we are judgmental, we are in our heads. We're not in the moment. So just keep catching over and over again. Whoops, there I go again. It was a bad song. Anyway, have a lovely weekend. Take care.